Good afternoon. This is Justin Sorensen with the Justin Sorensen Allstate Agency. I want to touch base on an issue that's becoming more and more important to car insurance companies, and that is who is allowed to drive your vehicle while it's insured on their policy. So there's something important that you need to understand about your car insurance policy, and that is who is allowed to drive your vehicle. So there's a few different ways that a policy can be set up. One would be a permissive use policy. So what permissive use policy means is that whoever you give permission to drive your vehicle is covered as long as they have your permission. A lot of car insurance policies are set up that way. Used to be terribly common. Now we're starting to see some other things that are coming into play. So one option is permissive use. An example of that is the other morning I had some neighbors that needed to borrow our pickup truck so they could go pick up some drywall from Home Depot or Lowe's, and they wanted to borrow it so they could transport it there. So they were able to borrow our truck, and they were able to be fully covered just like I'm covered when I drive around in that truck. So that's a permissive use policy. Now some policies could be a stated driver policy, meaning that only the drivers listed on that policy are covered to drive that vehicle. So if they're not listed, you're out of luck. Something else you could have would be a driver exclusion. So you could have a policy that anybody's allowed to drive it. It's a permissive use policy, except for those that are excluded on the policy. And there could be multiple reasons for the driver would want to be excluded on a policy, but that's another way that a policy could be set up. Then another way would be something that I call covered but. So what I mean when I say that is any driver may be covered to drive or any driver may be allowed to drive your vehicles, but they're only covered for liability and not collision or comprehensive. So what that means in reality is they're only covered for damage they cause to other people or other things, but they are not covered for the damage that's caused to your own vehicle. So it's a really important item that you need to understand. You need to understand that one, if you're ever loaning your vehicle out, you want to make sure that you're properly protected and the person driving your vehicle is properly protected. Then two, you just want to understand what kind of policy you have, what type of policy is it set up as, what is that company's guidelines for your policy. So some of the common phrases again could be a permissive use policy, could be a stated or a named driver policy. There could be excluded drivers. Or the other one that kind of catches it, it could be covered but, and you want to make sure what that but is, what they're covered for. So double check, pull out your policy, give us a phone call, bring it by, call your insurance agent, call your rep, call your company, call somebody, and make sure you understand exactly how your policy is set up and what type of policy there is. This is becoming a really hot topic issue for a lot of car insurance companies as they continue to strive to try to maintain good loss ratios on their policy. They want to make sure that policies are properly rated for the individuals that would or could be driving. So these are different measures that some companies are introducing. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.